Today, we've just received a blue from Blizzard talking about what they've got in development so far for player housing. Now, if you'd like to read it yourself, we'll leave the official link in the description down below. To start things off, there's going to be 3 things that you want to focus on while developing the player housing, and those are going to be self-expression, socialization, and that the player housing will last long, or in other words, player housing will progress and grow alongside the game. Lastly, they also wanted to cater to each player's preference in terms of having their own house in Azeroth. So for example, if a player has a house but only visits once a week or once a month, then the housing will scale to that player's interest. Now on the other side of the spectrum, if the player likes to spend countless hours of each week, then that house will scale with that player's interest instead. Now if you guys remember our previous video where we speculated on where the housing will be, in this post they went on ahead and announced that there will be 2 housing zones available at launch, one for the Alliance and one for the Horde. For the Alliance, they'll have their first housing zone look like Elwyn Forest. So you know, green, forest trees, something out of a fairy tale, but with a hint of Westfall and Duskwood, so somewhat dark. While Horde's housing will be inspired by Durtor and Ajara, so foresty-ish as well, but more warmer and giving off an autumn vibe. Now since Blizzard felt that too many housing zones will conflict with the goal of socializing, they kept the zones minimal in terms of location, and to avoid lowering the chances of interactability with other players, they've decided to keep it this way until further notice. Now since Blizzard wants this available to everyone, they will make it so that housing will not require any cost, upkeep, or payment, and it won't even be repossessed in the circumstance that your subscription runs out. On another note, housing will be available to our warband, making it so that our other characters will be able to come and go whenever they want to, and it won't even be faction exclusive, meaning if our Horde character, for example, purchases a house, then our Alliance character can go to that house whenever they'd like to. While talking about warband, the housing customization in general will be shared across no matter which of our characters in our account has earned it. Blizzard will also make it so that factions won't matter if you'd like to live in or visit your friends, guildmates, or another neighborhood with little to no restrictions regarding faction. And what they mean by that is, yes, we won't be able to have our Night Elf purchase a house in a Horde zone, but a Horde character of our warband will be able to purchase the house in that Horde zone, and then our Night Elf character will be able to use it and come and go whenever they please. Now before we end the video, we mentioned neighborhoods. Since Blizzard plans to roughly put 50 houses side by side, will be in what they'd like to call a neighborhood, which lets players live next to each other or work together and even share the rewards with other players under that same neighborhood. Since these are going to be instants, we'll most likely be grouped up with our neighbors for a long time unless one of us moves. So with that, we'll have 2 things to keep in mind. Public neighborhoods are game servers responsible for creating and maintaining the area, while private neighborhoods are hosted or created by groups of friends or guildmates to inhabit, customize, and progress together. And what we can take away from this is that each individual player can have their own house, yes, while a community or guild or group of friends can have a whole neighborhood if they'd like to. Yeah, it's about time our Discord group finally has their own place to hang out in game, am I right? But that's about all we have. Let me know what part of this you guys are excited about. Thank you for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.